What's up guys, and welcome back to Monster Hunter World. So today I actually have a build video for you guys for the Galebog Insect Glaive. This is actually going to be my full Dragoon build. The reason I call it my Dragoon build is because it uses literally every single piece of the new Draken set. So on the PC, we just got Behemoth. So now Metahemoth has taken the PC Monster Hunter World meta by storm. And we actually have builds that are using tons and tons of pieces of Behemoth gear. I mean, even if it's down to just using one piece, it's all over the place. It's really, really good armor, but its Insect Glaive really wasn't that great. And we kind of sat back and we're thinking to ourselves, you know, why release this amazing armor with its Insect Glaive not being that strong? You have things like Devil Joe's Insect Glaive, you have things like Valhazak's Insect Glaive, you have things like, trying to think of another one. Devil Joe, Valhazak, the Diablo's Insect Glaive. All of these Insect Glaives are super, super strong. Why is the Galebog's, or why is the true Galebog so bad? Well, it's not, depending upon how you use it. It's still not the greatest, but it's not that bad. Now, for any of you Insect Glaive mains out there, and you guys that like to have fun, that are like, I love aerial Insect Glaive. I love jumping around and doing all the aerial attacks. And your try-hard friends like myself are all like, aerial attacks are bad. You want to do the ground combo. The ground combos are stronger. Well, first off, that hasn't changed. The ground combos are still going to be stronger even with this build. But this build is optimized for aerial combat, meaning it's going to be the best you're going to really get out of being in the air doing aerial damage. So if you want to have some fun with Insect Glaive, but at the same time, you still want to be meta for your meta friends, I think this might be the build for you. So let's just jump right into it. First off, we're using, I mean, no surprise, the full Draken set with the Galebog and the insect itself. This is stayed elementalist. Actually, I'm not sure if the bug even counts towards elemental damage, elemental airborne or anything along those lines, or increased elemental damage with our charm. Oh yeah, I didn't mention, we're actually using the Wormsbane charm for 3 points of dragon tap because it perfectly maxes out the amount of dragon that we can get on the Galebog without going over cap, and we needed to use every single piece of this armor. So I went for effective slots, as effective as they could be. The set is running crit die 6, attack boost 4, dragon attack 3, crit boost 3, weakness exploit 3, peak performance 3, power prolonger, byproduct of the set. Not a bad choice, honestly. Airborne, another byproduct of the set, actually something we wanted, and then 1 level of constitution, which I'll talk about that in just a second. Let's actually take a look at the decorations in this armor since you guys know what the armor is. If I hit the right buttons, it might help. Or go to the right slots. What am I doing? Set decorations, here we go. So we have the Draken helmet with a flawless decoration and an attack jewel. 1 attack deco is all you need for this set. Wow, surprising. So you guys that are kind of like hurting for those attack decorations, you only need the one it comes with. So if you haven't got an attack deco, this set's actually still pretty buff even without it. A flawless jewel and the attack deco, another flawless jewel, 3 tenderizer decos, and then another flawless jewel. So that gives us, we have decoed in our peak performance, which if you don't have them, not a big deal. It just means you're missing a bit of damage. These tenderizer decos are kind of important. Now you can play the set without it technically. What I would do would be swapping out the charm for a charm that has weakness exploit. I believe, let me see real quick. Just in case you guys don't have those decos, let me go ahead and show that off really fast. I believe it's the Exploiter charm, gives you 2 points, and then hopefully you have 1 deco, so the set should still mostly work in that situation, but you get the Exploiter charm, you're just missing a bit of dragon damage, which is not the end of the world. You'll still get quite a bit of dragon damage in there. This is just like fully optimized to get the most damage you possibly can get. So you got your tenderizer decos in here, and we actually put a physique jewel in. So the reason for the 1 point in constitution, with this setup, I actually eat for feline black belt, which gives you 20% to all the stamina skills. All 3 of the stamina skills. Correct me if I'm mistaken in the comments. Feel free to double check that. I'm pretty sure that's the case itself. I checked it probably like, I don't know, a month ago when I was looking into this sort of stuff beforehand. But it gives you plus 20% to all the stamina skills. Dash juice is 25%. And it caps at 50. So you're looking at 45% roughly from dash juice and from a skill from the, and from a food skill. And then this does overcap it by 5, but it still gets you right up to that cap, which is pretty good. We want to make sure that we have as much stamina as possible so we can stay in the air as much as possible to keep flinging ourselves all over the place. which is actually pretty fun after I've tried it. It's pretty good. I can see why you Insect Glaive mains want to just jump around in the air because it looks cool and it's actually pretty fun to do. So with that, we get our setup here, getting max dragon attack, getting max critical boost. We have 100% crit and master's touch along with elemental airborne, which increases the amount of elemental damage we do as long as we're in the air, and master's touch, which makes it so we don't lose sharpness as long as we crit. To be honest, the cool thing about this set is it's actually pretty good against Behemoth. I've run against Behemoth a couple times, just for fun mostly, and gotten some pretty solid runs, which I'm going to show you guys a quick little demo of it against Behemoth now. I'll probably do really, really bad. Hopefully this works out. I don't usually record many fights on Monster Hunter. On my PC, I actually had the PC crash, and I lost. This is the second time recording this video, actually. My game crashed last time I started up the quest, so hopefully that doesn't happen again. Usually sometimes it's just a freak accident, but let's see. So usually just want to pop a voucher. We eat for polish plus black belt, which makes it so our sharpens are faster whenever we do have to sharpen, which ideally you shouldn't have too much. It depends on the monster you're fighting. Behemoth is pretty good for this, like I mentioned beforehand. Actually, Lunastra's not too bad either, since Lunastra's weak spots for Sever are on her wings. Not a bad time to fight her with this weapon. So we're gonna eat for Polisher and Black Belt for the stamina. Also, let me make sure my farm isn't dead. Yes, I'm playing on PC. Yes, we do have mods, and it's kind of nice to have these the botanical research guy sitting up here so I don't forget stuff, because I forget my farm all the time. All right, so we're gonna load up a quest against Behemoth. I'm not going to complete this quest because the Behemoth fight takes a really long time to solo. And I did it once, and I don't want to do it again. So, just one more time to go over. Yep, 50% crit, maxed element, and we have all of our skills. So 50% crit is, of course, other 50% is going to come from weakness exploit when we hit the weak spot, so it should be 100. For Behemoth, you really kind of want to stay around the top of his chest, kind of like the hump behind his neck. Lunastra, when using this set, you want to stay around the wings. Careful when it comes to Lunastra, because when it comes to Luna, you actually don't have good fire resistance, so she's gonna hurt. And you're running peak performance, so you'll be fighting against your health bar for the extra damage. We did put a health augment on this weapon, of course, and we do run evasion and temporal. Evasion is nice for the increased damage at the start if you can get the roar. I'm probably gonna miss it now that I mentioned it. That's okay. Okay, we got it. Nice, so let's get our buffs. Come on. The one thing that's not that great about this bug is it's not as fast as the others. All right, let's see. I'm so used to ending my aerial stuff. So yeah, as we're saying, we're staying up near his back legs, or his forelegs. And we can just keep on going. This is actually a lot more fun to run in a group, to be honest, because you're not getting hit with every single meteor. But you get the idea of what Evasion Mantle is there for. Let me show you really quick with Temporal Mantle. So with Temporal, it's a little bit easier. Actually, I'm lying. It's a lot easier. Let me go ahead and get rid of this really fast. So with Temporal Mantle, you literally just keep on going. If he wants to cooperate, really. Like, this is probably the most annoying he's been. To be fair, I haven't really done this solo on Insect Glaive, so it's probably most of the problem itself. But as you can see, you can sit right around his tail, so you can get a quick, easy tail cut. We get a mount pretty fast. The nice thing about Insect Glaive, too, is if you're using strategies where you're trying to prolong the mount, you can actually have your friends eat rations with wide range and do nothing but just jump back and forth for dealing more, for prolonging the mount as much as you can and dealing damage. As you can see, we did get the knockdown there. And we're mostly safe. And even doing ground combos, 100% crit, so it's kind of nice. Oh, we got roared because we didn't have our... Usually you'd have your Evasion Mantle on here. let's go ahead and get rid of that. You guys kind of get the idea of the build itself. It's pretty fun. Definitely pretty good at cutting the tail early, because you can stay right on Behemoth's butt. Now keep in mind, if you are playing with a legitimate tank, there's a good chance that you'll take threat. You'll take the Behemoth's enmity pretty easily from your tank. So if you are playing with a tank, avoid hitting the head. Stay near the tail. That's going to be like your real spot that you want to hang out on. And we took a little bit of damage. As long as we land somewhere on Behemoth, we're going to keep jumping around in the air. We're back up to full HP again. As you can see, we're above the Tribdus, so it even doesn't matter that Tribdus is on us. But if you're with a team, you really want to make sure you're not dropping that on your friends. If you're really good at it, or at the setup, okay, of course, we have enmity now, so this is going to make this a little bit more difficult. Almost impossible, actually. I'm almost dead. Gonna pop a Mox pot really quick. But if you're really good at paying attention to when the meteor's coming down, you can actually dodge it mid-air relatively well. But again, this set works a lot better when you're playing in a group. So, unfortunately, oh, we're dead. Unfortunately, it's not the best for solo play, but you get an idea of how the set itself works, kind of what you're looking to do, and it's actually optimal for aerial combat. The damage isn't that bad either. But Behemoth is kind of difficult, so there you go. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much the set. Our Dragoon setup. If you guys want an aerial insect glaive, I feel like this is your best bet. Now, you can always swap these insect glaives out with another elemental insect glaive, but keep in mind what's required for the insect glaive is two major things. Technically one, which is 20% base crit. If that's either a 10% base crit with a augment to make it 20%, or if it's 20% where it starts and you put a health augment on it, that works fine as well. You don't need any more than that, or else you'll overcap on the crit if you're running it with this build setup. But it works with others. I believe the Rathalos insect glaive would work with it. Just trying to think it off the top of my head here. And I'm trying to think another one. Actually can't think of another one off the top of my head. I think the Rathalos insect glaive works with it, but I'll have to check out some other ones. If you guys have any other ideas for those insect glaives, toss them in the comments. Of course, you just swap out the charm based on the element of the insect glaive that you're using. Yeah, guys, thanks for checking out the video. I'll see all of you guys in the next one. Hopefully going to be getting into some bow sets and some dual blade setups. Those are the weapons I use the most. Or if you guys have a weapon that you'd like for me to check out and do a build video on, if you kind of like these ideas, something off meta, a playstyle that you enjoy, that you want to kind of make optimized, just let me know and we'll get into it. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you all in the next one.